chainsaw, perfect rake you're looking for. Mother-in-law's sewing cabinet. The live wells. Keep our minnows down there. Purple Nurple, what is this? Nike Monarchs. I couldn't find New Balances. 14-foot long extension. Very stable. What are we gonna have in here? Here, let me have an air. What do you got now? Let's see. Door ajar, hatch ajar. Correct. Check engine, probably. Goodwill. Paid $3 for it. Blue tag day, I got half price off. That's about as stable as the former Soviet Union. Rip tater chip. What was that? Fireball? Party bucket? I like these guys. Slow boat auto parts. You just gotta fall down in these things. Corvette stuff, you wouldn't get it. Welcome back to the Fixin Rusty YouTube channel. I'm your host, Rusty, and today we've got a fun one. This is my 1984 Chevrolet C4 Corvette Crossfire. It's all the things that you didn't know you wanted and didn't know you needed, and you probably don't want, all wrapped into one. We're gonna jump into this thing, see what we've got here to work with, which I don't really know, and I'll tell you a little bit about what I do know about it. Picked this thing up here, I don't know, it's been a month or two ago, on some back road somewhere with a couple guys with big burly beards, and I was worried and making sure that my GPS location still worked and I wouldn't get abducted. And then we got it loaded up on the trailer in the rain. I paid them their money, got out of there, and I spent all of about 2 seconds looking at it. Just made sure basically that it was complete, and it looks complete to me. And they didn't know really much about it other than supposedly it needs a fuel pump. So they had begun the process of taking the back off of the car. And when I say the process of taking the back off of the car, I mean they basically used a chainsaw to do whatever it is that they did here. But I don't know if you can tell or not, they successfully removed the bumper, so that's a plus. That's already a win for me. I mean, this is just minor stuff. We're not worried about that. We've got all these other holes that will work. So that's what they did. Ironically enough, just out of the blue, I had this thing parked in front of my house on the trailer for a couple of days before I moved it off to the storage unit. And a young man was riding by on his skateboard on my street, and he stopped and he said, "Hey, you have a black Corvette?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "That used to be my Corvette." And I said, "Really?" And he showed me some pictures. I asked him, "What do you know about it?" He said, "Nothing." I said, "Did it ever run?" He said, "I don't know." But he did say he bought a body kit in Houston. That was his main priority, was the body kit. He ended up selling that. So I know nothing about it other than it supposedly needs a fuel pump. I don't know if this was one of those tall tales handed down from generations of owners before that said it needed a fuel pump. But that's the story. And you can see, like I said, old boys did this work to it. They had the tank out of it and all this back. They just put it back together, you know, just to sell it to me and hope I would haul it off for them. So they told me the tank needs cleaned out, which I can see some trash and stuff in there. We'll get into that here in a bit. So it should just be sitting in there. Rear bumper absorbers gone somewhere along the way. That's, I guess, common on these, apparently. I'm starting to learn what's common on these, and it's a lot of things are common on these. As far as I know, there's that. I don't know that there is any of the old parts for the fuel sender and the fuel pump in the car. I haven't even been in the back of this thing yet, so you're gonna get to see it at the same time I do. But I did buy a fuel sender, sock, fuel pump for it. We got all the things, a gas cap. I bought all that stuff, so we'll see. I don't know why it was parked originally. Has it got a bad motor? Has it got a bad transmission? Was it really a fuel pump? I don't know. I don't know when it was parked. I know it's been a while, so. Anyways, let's get into it. Well, we don't have our normal inspection or registration sticker here for Texas to go off of and try to see how long it's been. We do have a Department of Defense parking sticker from, looks like December of '05. And tires have seen better days, so, you know, that's pretty good. Pretty good, although he did put a newish tire on the back. It's a, you know, 225/75/16, which is, you know, will give any Corvette that perfect rake you're looking for. But I did see a date code just now on this one, trying to do my gazentas on this and figure out what it meant. I believe we got a 4000 here at the end, so that would be 40th week of 2000. So, you know, 25 plus years there. Let's dig inside and see if there's any paperwork in this thing. I mean, just breathe that all in. Look at that. It's like chrome interior. She was originally silver, which You know, I don't really like silver all that much, but I think it would have worked better on this car with this interior color. Oh yeah, these things, they don't have a glove box, do they? What in the world? No glove box. Okay. I guess that doesn't latch. Okay, nothing there. Nothing. Got a JVC, what is that? 180 watt, okay. The shifter boot. Stuff's all there. Looks to be, I mean, pretty decent shape, honestly. I probably shouldn't push on that dash too hard. I mean, there's the dash pad on it. I don't see a single crack in it. It looks really nice. There's your headliner or lack thereof. No problem, we'll go down to the Hobby Lobby or the Michaels and we'll make us a headliner if we need to. While I'm here, I guess I'll show you the beautiful paint job that was put on this car, which the young man that I talked to that had owned the car for a short time prior to the people I bought it from said he painted it. And I said, oh, well, thank you for the paint job. Appreciate that. Very nice, very good job. So despite the pigtails and the paint runs and the painting over the lamps and just blatantly not even painting the bottom of the panels, he did a pretty nice job. Let's see what's on this side. The steering wheel's in pretty good shape. It's a little, you know, a little crispy there at the top, but it's not coming apart. I've seen a lot of these that are just flat, you know, coming apart. Now that I'm a Corvette aficionado. Yeah, there's pedals. There's sure the hell not much room down there. It's gonna be fun. I hope the seat goes back further. Looks like it might. But we got a little seam stitches coming apart right there, if you can see that. So maybe we can stitch that up. Maybe let's dig around my mother-in-law's sewing cabinet and see if I can find something to stitch that back up. And then maybe we jam the spray foam tube down in here and just fill it up. I don't know, that might work. Or stuff a couple shop rags or something in there. Probably fix that. How do you open the seat on these things? Wait, is this it? That might have done something. I might have to have both hands to operate this. Oh no. All right, hang on. Hey Siri, where's the manual hatch release on a C4 Corvette? All right, I'm going in. Internet says there's a little, oh, I see it. I see it, okay. Internet says there's a little cable under that cargo cover thingy. That would be it. Looks like it's broken, but should do it. Yeah, okay. Open up. What's in here? Oh my gosh, they're dead. The struts are dead. Okay. Add these to the list. Hatch struts, got it. Stay. Maybe we should double these just to be safe. Okay, I feel better about it now. I got a bucket of, I guess something to do with spare tire. And this is probably all the bumper hardware-ish. I don't know what that is exactly. Okay, here we go. We got some lights. I think this is the bezel, right? Is this the filler bezel? It's gotta be. It goes something like that. I'll have to figure that out. Maybe from the bottom. I don't know. We'll look at that and see where that goes. Oh. Taped them off. Okay. Well, there's one lens. Two. Some overspray there. Okay. And overspray there. That's perfect. That'll come right off with a little bit of steel wool maybe. That must be some bumper screws too, we'll say. Spare cover. Oh, I do have the spare tire and jack. Those are outside. The good old boys gave me that. Okay, there's a light. All right, there's another one. Awesome. All four. Boom. Plates. No stickers on these. These were these Texas plates. The 6-digit was like probably before, I want to say at the latest, like 2008 or 9-ish. These are probably like 90s through maybe mid 2000s issue. Kind of know that, you know, because I lived here. So that's cool. Hang those up on the wall. Any paperwork about this car? Anything besides the Sweatbox basketball schedule? No, nothing on that. Oh, 600 grit. There is not a stitch of 600 grit on this car. I'll promise you that right now. I will promise you that. No 600 grit on this car. Put that back in there. And let's see. Wait, was that the old carpet and this is the new carpet? I don't know. We'll figure that out. And these are supposed to be the storage, you know, the live wells. Keep your minnows in here. Okay, that's cool. We got RPO stuff. You guys can, aficionados can decode that, tell me what I got, or I'll just, you know, ask old Chat GPT. What is this? Like lug nut tool, original lug nut tool. Yeah, these are the locking lug nuts and the tool. I mean, somebody took them off, it looks like, because I'm gonna say we had to already pull the front wheels off and straighten the tie rods just to get it to this point. So there was no locking lug nuts on there at that time. Well, in order to get the Corvette off the trailer, I thought we had to replace a bent tie rod that somebody hooked a hook onto it before to tow it. Well, I ordered a tie rod. Well, yeah, they bent both of them, so I don't have 2 tie rods, but I do have a sledgehammer. There you go. Oh, like butter. I mean, we could probably dial the toe into within a 16th this way. Maybe I don't need new tie rod ends. The old whack-a-mole. Anyways, what else? Ooh, flashlight. That might come in handy here. Does this work? No, but we can put batteries in it. Okay, we'll keep that. Oh, this is the, I think, isn't this the tool for the, take the roof off? I read something about that. I don't know how. I'll have to do some research on that, but I think that might be what that is. Oh, there's another compartment. What's in here? Oh, should I even look? Oh boy, I'm afraid to even look and see what this is. Do I even want to know? Okay, the belt. Old Gates belt and a receipt. What do we got? Here's a receipt. It's all faded out. Something Advanced Auto Parts. 112701 maybe? 12701 right there. Something 01. I don't know what that is. Oh, top panel removal tool. Well, there's the bag for that tool. Anyways, we'll figure that out too. I guess we got a spare belt. And a live well. We'll keep our minnows down there. Okay. Maybe this is where they keep the bass over here. Ooh, air freshener. Okay, let's see. What's this? Put that back. I don't see anything down on the bottom of that one. Okay. What flavor we got here? Purple nurple? What is this? Wild berries. Still got a little something to it. Philly Blunts, 5 cigars, cinnamon. Never been opened. Huh. Not really my thing, but it's just Recibo here, so. Lackland Shopette, 12/21/04. Okay, so that's a pretty good indication of something. I think that's about it in the car. That looks to be the case. So I'm going to say mid 2000s-ish. That tag saying 05. Oh, one other piece of information. I did run the VIN through. There's a website in Texas where you can go look and see all your vehicle inspection history records. And it'll show you every year, every time it was done, where it was done. And the service station is required to put the odometer reading in at the time of the inspection. I looked at this car and it's not in there at all anywhere. And this is obviously a Texas car, so it should have been up until, 2024 when they did away with inspections in Texas, or at the end of 2024. But it's not in there. And that database, I know just from messing with it for years, goes back to like 2007, 2008. So this car was off the road before that point. I'd say we got an 05 sticker, so I'd say somewhere between 04 and 06 probably. So we're looking at 20 years, I think. That's what I would estimate. How many miles are on this thing anyways? Let's see if we can even see. I think these have they have an odometer right there. There it is. Oh, she's low miles. 127,493, and it's got the 6-digit too, so that's a real deal. And I got a key with it. That's it's half the battle. And seems like every one of these I have to put a lock cylinder in. Don't have to on this one. And yeah, we got the JVC, the bread box, the Beretta shifter. She telescopes. I don't know if you know that about a Corvette. That's kind of fun. I don't know who would want the steering wheel closer to them in one of these cars, but it's not bad. I mean, you got your Firebird handles. She's kind of broken here. This trim's seen better days. The button is kind of this carpet's loose. That's fixable. But overall, I don't think it's too bad. This seat's pretty good shape. The carpet's not terrible. I don't know. I think we might have a winner. This might be a decent car. Probably not. Let's look under the hood. Ooh, I guess you got to do both sides on these things. How you guys walk around in these Nike Monarchs and these New Balances? It's like wearing cinder blocks on your feet. Yeah, didn't really. They're kind of comfortable though. There we go, I think. Well, now what do I do? I got myself in a pickle. There we go. There's a little battery tray. I did get a new battery for it. I got it over there on the shelf. Oh, Walmart went up on their prices. Now it's $79.99, but it's still cheaper than anywhere else. So, and the cord charge is still $12. I guess this is our cruise junk. Looks pretty good. Isn't that supposed to be attached somehow? We'll figure that out later. Let's see. What are we on brakes? Oh, there's fluid. That would be what, the front? And this would be the rear, I think. Hey-oh, we got a winner. We might have something. At least it hadn't leaked out. Looks like the wires have been replaced at some point. Packard is, I think GM, but they're blue. I don't know what that's about. Okay. Power steering. Let's see. Open. There you go. Huh. Doesn't appear to be any in there. Yeah. She's bone dry. Okay, so probably needs a rack and pinion. That's probably where all this moisture down here is from that I'm seeing. Oh yeah, there's our bellows on our rack. Not looking too good. Okay, perfect. I'm sure that's cheap. Ooh, she's been sitting a while. A little crusty. What else? Might be okay. I don't know. Put that back. Pretend we didn't look at it. And a little more rust over here. This looks. It's had some AC work done, it looks like. I don't think that sticker would have definitely not been on there at 84. So it's probably got a new dryer on it, so it's probably had some I don't know why there's electrical tape on the AC line. That's probably not going to hold. Oh, here we go. This is fun. You know, magnet, just nothing will stick to this car. Found one, there we go, there's one thing. Oh. Is that a resistor in line added to a ground? What is that? That looks like a horn wire. Maybe a ground for the horn or something. Oh, vacuum line's all disconnected. That would probably explain why our eyeballs here don't close. Vacuum undone. So I'm going to figure all that out if I want that to ever work. Perfect. Anything stick? Yeah, there. No. Engine oil. It has it. Okay. Yeah, it's oily. That's over full. Yeah, way over full. There's the full line right there, and it's up here. So, okay, well, over full on oil. It's a little thick, but I don't see any moisture in it. Transmission while we're here. Come on, no whammy. 700 R4. I mean, it's not super clean, but it doesn't look like burnt, so this looks kind of used. We'll start there, I guess. And I guess we should pull this whole thing off of here and see what it looks like underneath and make sure it's all complete and whatever. We'll do that in just a second. Set coolant too. Hey, it's got coolant in it. Or at least it's full. I don't know if it's coolant. Yep, full of coolant. That's good. That is very good news. And it's green. Okay. Seal on that feels pretty good. All right. Go ahead and assume the cooling system will need absolutely no work. That's perfect. Because I'm stranded, caught in the crossfire. Let's see. We're gonna need some wiper blades. Assuming this is how this works. Does this just pull off? Yeah. There it is. Be careful not to scratch the paint. Okay. Been in there a minute. I did look on Rock Auto while I was poking around for just the basic parts I know I'm going to need at least to try to get this thing to run. And they didn't have a filter available, I noticed, but this one is not the terrible. This is not the worst. So we're going to just put that back in. It'll be fine. Okay. Just a cover. Oh, there is some rat turds in here. Looks like they're all on the outside of the filter though. That's good. And let's see, this is, you just dump some rat turds down the throttle bodies. That's okay. And one more, okay. Okay, got it. And we've got a little bit of a varmint nest in there. Are those eggs? What is that? It's like tiny little eggs or something. Definitely a fire hazard anyways. Yeah, everything's connected. It's our throttle cables. I think. Oh, that's cruise. That one's for cruise. This is for throttle here. Fuel lines. What else? I don't know what this is. I don't even know what any of this stuff is. Well, there's a kick down right there for or not a kick down, sorry, that's a TV for 700 R4 anti-burn up. There's your Corvette owner tow hook, you know, when you have to take it under warranty to get a new short block put in. That's how they pull it out for you. Okay. Well, anywho, I think we've got us a pretty complete, pretty all there, solidish car. Let's go ahead and get started on it and see what we can figure out. I want to check the injectors, see if they're even going to fire first, just for fun. We got continuity, let's start. Sometimes you can cycle these and get them to free up, but it seemed to work on the Blazer when I did this, but not happening. Not happening. All right, let's try the other side, see what the heck that's going to do. Man, I'm not getting anything on either one of them. Awesome, okay. This Crossfire is going to screw around and get itself replaced with the carburetor to keep it up. So we're going to have to start with that on this front end of the fuel system, which is fine. Not really surprised as long as it's sat that they're stuck. That's kind of common. Anyways, I guess we'll see if it spins over. Maybe pull the plugs out of it, take a look at it, see exactly what we're working with there. But I'm pretty confident we'll have, have something to work with here. All right, let's see if it wants to turn. I don't have any spark plugs or anything out of it, so ideally there's some compression on it. See if I can get any leverage on it here. It's kind of a funny angle. There's a little bit. Let's see. We'll kind of mark here. There you go. There's our mark. Yeah, I think it's here. Let me get a longer handle on this thing. A little squeaking in the belt, but it's turning over. Feels fine so far. I feel what would hopefully be compression. There. Okay, that's a full round. About a round and a half, and I didn't feel anything that was bound up feeling or anything. Just felt like maybe some compression. So, okay, well, I'm gonna start with that. I think that's okay. Maybe now we can come in here and pull some spark plugs out, and can we even get to any of them? I don't know, and just see what that looks like. I mean, spark plugs really aren't too bad to get to if you got a 14-foot long extension. It's pretty easy. There you go, just like that. These got some goofy spark plugs. These have these Bosch Platinum double electrode jobbers in there. Huh. We've got some Delcos to go back in it. All right, got all 8 spark plugs out of it here. You can tell they're, a little rich. They don't look like, nothing's crazy, crazy inconsistent. They all look pretty much the same here. Just kind of gunky, but again, not terrible. Got these weird Bosch plugs in there. I got some good old R45 TS Delcos to put back in it, which is what it would have came with. Let's see if I can get these Monarchs up in here. Very stable. I like it. All right, let's see if we can do the easy there, Tiger. The size 14s are, there we go. Okay, let's see if we can go ahead and get the cap and rotor swapped out. Plug wires are all off loose. I got all spark plugs back in. That went surprisingly easy considering the car we're working on. I mean, there was a combination of, bunch of extensions and some stuff, but it really wasn't bad. Feel our way to the last one here. There it is. Okay. Yeah. What are we gonna have in here? Here, let me have it now. What do you got now? Let's see here. Lego. Come on now, you son of a bitch. Yeah. Good bit of wear in there. Anyways, I have them, so we're replacing them. I've even got coils. I might even just put a coil in it too while I'm in here. Cinches. Word of the day, since she's in here. Poke around while we're at it. There's a vacuum thing with a thing. Good Lord, I hope we don't have to get into the vacuum lines. As I'm rooting around in here, I noticed that the ground wire for the module, at least I believe it to be the ground, was actually pinched underneath the cap and smashed the wire flat and has maybe a tiny bit of wire exposed. Huh, kind of bring it in here to show you what I'm looking at. Yeah, as soon as I can get my, got it. Here's what we're looking at. This is that wire, back wire coming out of the control module that goes down into this plug that I'm assuming goes to the pewter, and she got smashed pretty good right there into that cap, so I think it's okay. We'll just be sure not to do that again. I don't believe it's showing any bare wire, so let's keep an eye on it. There's your rotor. Definitely got some wear and tear on it, and of course your cap. I don't know if you can see a good bit of marks there on those tangs. Looks like it's grooved in pretty good. So we'll go ahead and put a cap and rotor on it, you know, while we're in here. These have been replaced too. I don't know what they are, but the factory ones weren't red. MSD. No, I doubt it. So it's a 5/7 pin module, so we're gonna assume that's okay though, since, you know, that's typically okay. All right, let's tear this guy apart here. See what kind of mess we're into. This was a Pertronix cap rotor kit. Advanced Auto Parts, wonky website deal. I paid $5 and some change, I think, for this. Or $3 and some $5. I don't know, I bought 3 of them. One of them deals. Let me go ahead and, you know, over torque these, rip the threads out of it, start over. Okay. All right. Cap is ready to go. Pop this rotor on, pop the cap on, and then we'll start getting the plug wires on. For plug wires, I opted for the finest Pro Series by SMP. It says it's an original equipment replacement wire set, so I don't know, it was the cheapest thing on Rock Auto. Get those put on. Finally got all that done. That was a wrestling match. The spark plug wires were harder than the plugs were. Very tight to get back to this back one here, and as you probably maybe saw, I did it wrong twice. This is the straight boot, or straight-ish boot, to number 6. But we finally got it. So cap, rotor, wires, plugs, we'll wait and see on the coil and module. We'll assume they're good until proven otherwise. And then we just need to get on our fuel system once we get some parts here, and we get on our fuel pump, that side of it, and move one step closer to see if this thing will fire up. All right, let's get our never start installed here. I guess you just move this stuff out of the way and shoehorn it in here somehow. What in the hell were they thinking? Come on, what in the world? Okay, I think it's in. We're missing the hold down, but I'm gonna say that there's enough garbage here that it's not going anywhere. Probably just call that good. Oh, I heard something. Is that the speakers? We get some bass? There we go. Something works. All right, let's see what we got here. I can't fit my Monarchs in here. This is a snug fit. Okay. We got a security light. Those are what came on the back. Both sides, I think. Yep. Okay, what does the key do? Whoa, hey-oh. There we go. That's actually not bad. The left and the right one are really good, and the middle one's, you know. How does this thing work? I'm not seeing anything change on the dash. Coolant temp. Well, you gotta like press the gas 3 times, hold your mouth right, and do the hokey pokey, turn yourself around, and then it changes, or I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Door ajar, hatch ajar, correct, check engine, probably. What are the odds any of this stuff actually works? So let's see what happens when we turn the key though. We're in park. Let's see. She spins over. Pretty good actually. This might be a decent car, I don't even know. What else can we check here? Buttons. What's this? Oh, hey there, seats. Hell yeah, they go back. Okay, that was a necessity. Keep going, I can't fit these Monarchs in here any other way. There we go. Ah. And the important one, does our JVC direct track access 180 watt stereo work? Loud, oh, right there. There we go. Hey-oh. Yeah, it's probably copyright. You get the point. All right, so I was digging around under the passenger seat and I found a few more things. This was a Capital One application, Platinum MasterCard. Every Corvette owner needs that. But anyways, there you go. This offer expires July 12th, 2004. So, yeah, anyways, that kind of helps to further date this thing. That's probably in the ballpark. So we probably are in that right range on the last time this thing's been driven. So I'll guess 20 years or so. Okay, a little nighttime experiment. Since I can't see the sparkle meter, we have a old spark plug stuck in the boot. I got a vice grip clamped to a metal bracket that should theoretically be grounded to the engine. So we'll see if this works. Let me see if I can get in here to turn the key. You guys keep your eye on the prize. Yep, there we go. Maybe you can see it, I can see it, but we got spark there. That's good. Spark to the spark plugs. That's what we're after. So in theory, we're good there. Let's move on to fuel. Well, we got spark. We don't have a fuel system really set up yet, but who wants to just dump some fuel down it and see if it'll run? See what it sounds like. Sounds like as good a plan to me as any right now. So let me get some fuel and let's do that. We'll give her a little shot down the yap here. Whoa. All right, let's see what happens. Stand back, fire in the hole. Probably a little thirsty here to start. We'll try that, let's see what happens. All right. But it seems like it runs-ish. No telling if the gauges work or pressures or any of that kind of stuff. Yeah, one more time. Why not? For good measure. Okay. Okay. It runs. I don't hear anything crazy. I think it's okay. I think it's okay. That's good news. That's very good news. So that encourages me to keep moving, get the back end torn apart, go ahead and get the fuel tank out of it, and we'll take the time and we'll put the sending unit and the pump and all that mess in there, get this thing up on jack stands and get into it. At least get this thing running and driving so somebody can have some fun with it. It won't be me, because Again, I'm not a Corvette guy. I don't know where you'd get the impression that I'm a Corvette guy, but that's not me. Look at all the rust and the chunks that blew out of the exhaust when this thing started up. Wow. Look at that. I put some batteries in the flashlight I found in the car and it works. Let's take a look in here. See some leaves and debris. A little bit of rust. Can you see that? Kind of looks like the bottom of, what was this, Raiders of the Lost Ark or something in there. I don't know what that is. Not bad. It's kind of a film of stuff. A little bit of like varnished goo, I guess is the right term. Anyways, point being, it doesn't look terrible. It looks definitely cleanable, hopefully usable. And I got a free flashlight out of the deal. Let's see what it looks like underneath, if there's any like visible pinholes or anything. I'm trying not to get my shirt dirty. My new Corvette shirt. I got this thing at the Goodwill. I paid $3 for it. Blue tag day, I got half price off. It's a win in my book. Uh-oh, right there. A little something, little bitty something right there. We'll have to keep an eye on that and see if that continues to seep out. I don't know if you can see that right there. Dang it. Okay. I think they make a JB weld for these things. That might be what we're doing because I don't really want to buy a tank, especially if that's the only thing wrong with it. A couple of blocks here. This looks reasonably safe. I'm sure it's safe. That ought to, stabilize the situation. I mean, that's about as stable as the former Soviet Union. Let's try that. No fear, you're just gonna have to let her rip. Let her rip, tater chip. This is probably gonna end poorly, so stand back. Okay, bolts are out. Oh yeah, it's loose now. We'll just let the exhaust catch it, I guess. What are the odds we could just leave it hanging there and it would work? Probably slim to none, with none holding a slight advantage over slim. I guess that's our keep it from coming across the center median, the highway, when you back it into the fence like Daytona straps. So maybe we can get this tank out now right there and not knock the whole thing over. That's the goal. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. Just like that. Easy enough. Smells delicious. Ooh, listen to that bass. Like we got 2 10s in the trunk, maybe even 2 15s. Well, the fuel tank leak I thought I had, I mentioned earlier. Turns out I don't think I have a fuel tank leak. You guys that are Corvette guys probably already know this, but so this tank is actually 2 layers, and on the inside layer, it's like some kind of plastic material. So that's why there's no rust inside of it. It's one thing. And so this metal outer shell is just a galvanized metal shell, which would also explain why the magnet didn't stick to it. Anyways, this might have a little pinhole for some reason. I don't know if there's a little moisture between the inner and outer barrier, and that's what's weeping, but I don't think there's gonna be an actual fuel leak. Oh, oopsie. Inside. But next step, we're ready to go ahead and start putting our fuel sender and pump assembly, all that garbage back in here, and get it ready to go back in the car. And for our fuel pump sender hanger assembly thing, I got the cheapest one I could find, which coincidentally was basically the only one I could find. It's something from Auto Technica. This was a Rock Auto deal. It came to me delivered exactly like this inside of another box. So you can always count on Rock Auto's packaging. But I did get the free magnet, so there's something there. And we got a fuel pump, CarQuest. This is one of your Mystery Meat famous brand buys, wholesale dealer closeout things on Rock Auto. $11. So it was the cheapest one, and it came from the same warehouse, so that's what I got. Another thing I'd like to do here is just check and make sure the pump works and the wiring is right on that. I mean, before we get too far into it, also this Chinese stuff. So I went ahead and plugged in the pump from the harness from the sender. Gray black, so it should be pretty self-explanatory. We should get black should be ground, and then gray should be power. Well, we have continuity, that's a good sign. Do we have pump? We do. Okay, there's that. We got a pump that works when you hit the power, and it's wired properly through this, so I think all of this is a go. We just need to get it put together, get our hose put in, get our clamps on this thing, get it mounted in place, figure out how all this is supposed to go. And we should be able to drop this thing in, and hopefully this connects to the car side. If not, I'm just going to lop it off, lop that one off, wire it together, and be done with it. Easy enough, right? We'll see. Got everything tightened down here and ready to go, so I think we're good. I think we're installed correctly, I hope. And now we're ready to put this thing back in the car. 3 new lines to make up here. These two shouldn't be too bad. That one might be harder to get to. And then we got to figure out where these, NASCAR hood straps attach to. I saw a couple studs under here by the sway bar, and I'm wondering that's probably them. There's probably a couple nuts in that. What was that, Fireball? Party bucket? Huh, I like these guys. I'll just have to figure it out as I go. I didn't take this thing apart. These guys I bought it from did, and I don't know how this really goes. So I'm just kind of figure out as I go, I guess. And do they connect? No, they don't connect. Perfect. Okay, something like that. I got a new filter for it. It's a Purelator. This was another one of those Mystery Meat deals from Rock Auto. This one had about 1 inch of dust on it. It had been sitting on the shelf for quite a while, but made in China, so same as everything else. Let me go ahead and hit this inlet with some air. Okay, made a mess. I think we got it. Well, we're back another day here with the Chevrolet Corvette. Shirt's clean, so that's good. Smelled like varnished fuel, really, really bad, and it still smells to high heaven in here. But that's just kind of where we're at. We're going to try to finish up the fuel system today and hopefully get this thing running and driving on its own. That is the plan, or at least running on its own fuel system. I went ahead and got these the fuel lines and the vent line replaced, and I do need to figure out how this thing fits in here and finish the wiring for this. I'm going to have to snip the plug off here and probably snip the plug off here, hardwire these two or something. That way we've got that part of it going. First, I'm going to test this thing, make sure that I've got ground and power the way things need to be. And then once I confirm that, then we'll go ahead and make this connection here. And one step closer. Okay, I got our test lead hooked up to what I believe is the power and the ground. And I just clipped it over here on my multimeter. So we got this on, let's see. What's continuity? Let's see. Yeah, that should be it. Let's turn the key and see if it does anything with voltage and to see if we can hear anything. Move our leads, they're right here. Maybe that won't come apart. Stay. Okay. All right. Come on, baby. Come on. There we go. 12 volts. And off. That seems to be priming and then kicking off. We'll start there, I guess. Did you know on a C4 Corvette, at least this one, there's this random extra little light here that apparently goes underneath the car, and on the absorber that is not here, there's a little bulb housing. This is a spare tire courtesy light to help you, I guess, in the dark, see how to get the spare tire out from under the car. It's a 194 bulb. Yeah, puts off probably like 2 watts of light. So yeah, there you go. The more you know. All right, tighten them up here. Total guess. Just tried to eyeball where the witness mark on the frame was over here. I don't know, and kind of line up where the bolts were. Looks good, more or less. And this thing about as centered up as I can, fit back in place. I think that's how it goes. We just got to put our drain hose here back on. There we go. The crescent wrench doubles as a straightening tool and a hammer. It's a multi-function tool, really. This has been kind of an interesting one because I didn't take it apart, and I've never worked on a Corvette in my life, much less a C4. Never even sat in one until I bought this car. I don't think I've ever even ridden in one. I know, it's hard to believe, but here we are. Nike Monarchs and all. I couldn't find New Balances. Got it. Got it. Now this is our rear suspension, as you can see. It's quite the setup here. A lot of spiders. I don't really like that. Any other fuel lines that have spiders on them? That's a little better. Okay. Let's see what we got now. We should turn the key and we should have some kind of noise from the fuel pump prime, some kind of something. Let's see. Yeah, I hear something buzzing back there, so I think we're good. I think we got fuel pump prime. And I got this injector loose and out. I say I got it out yesterday. It took a lot of work. I just wanted to make sure it looked like the new ones. There it is. But these suckers were gummed in there. I mean, gummed in there. I haven't tried this one yet. We'll see if it comes out with as much force. Yep. You can kind of see it moving. There it goes. There we go. Okay, let's see if we can get these lines loose. I'm hoping they come loose. Yeah, the whole thing turned in the housing. Okay. That's what I was afraid of. We're going to need another wrench here. What is that, 3/4-ish? Smells like a 3/4 from here. Yep. It's probably really metric. It's probably an 18. There we go. Okay. Man, I just hope this works. I don't want to get into anything past this. This better freaking work. There we go. Lucky so far. Was that 3 out of 4? That's pretty good. That'll get you in the Hall of Fame. That one wasn't too bad. Other thing I want to do is I want to blow some air back through this backwards. I've got the filter off of it still. New one's ready to go on. I already blew through, blew air from the back through the line up to where the filter's at. Just need to do the same this way. Kind of get her cleaned out a little bit. All right, I got these two. These are your adapters for your fuel lines out, and there we go. So I can at least replace this gasket and get the spider webs and eggs and stuff the rest of this out of here. Let's go ahead and blast a little brake clean through the system. They're a little varnished up, but they don't look terrible, honestly. Don't look terrible. Easy, not on the new shoes. Sure hope all this works. Anybody want a Corvette? It's for sale as soon as it runs. Y'all just hit me up. info@fixinrusty.com. Shoot me an offer. Okay, we got one of them, one down. Take a gander at it there, nothing really too special. Replace the diaphragm for the fuel pressure regulator in here. So we just got to drop this back down in, put the adapters back on. It's got new washers for those guys there. And then screw it back on and put that gasket in there. That should be it. Rinse and repeat. We'll do the other side, and then we should be good to go ahead and try it at that point and see if it's going to work. These are the injectors I got. They're from Slow Boat Auto Parts, right over from the Middle East. Actually, Asia, I guess. Got these off Scamazon also. These are like $38 a piece, 39 bucks a piece. And that's about it. If you try to get these at the auto parts store, I don't even think you can get them. You just get rebuild kits, and they were a lot cheaper than Rock Auto also. Let's check the injectors and see if they fire before we get into this. Basically all I have left on the fuel system is just need to hook up the fuel filter and put some gas in it and try it. Let's just see what we get here. Continuity. Yep. Hear that? That's good news. That is good news. And we want to hear the same thing over here. That would be nice. Continuity, good. Okay, we have working injectors now. The question is going to be now, when we go to fire this thing up, will the computer tell the injectors to fire? We know we got working injectors. We know we got a working fuel pump. We know we've got a fuel delivery system. Question now, we've got ignition. The question now is just, will the computer and all the stuff talk and work? And if we do, that'll be good. See if I can get this in here. Oop. Take off my Tron headlight here. The old Jackie Moon light. Works pretty good. I got, Amazon. Go figure. What are the odds of this working? Not good, not good. I think I got all the grass clippings out of that one. This should work better now. Yeah. There we go. Nothing running out on the ground yet, is there? There's a good gallon. We'll stop there. The old biceps are burning after that. Getting my workout in. All right. Gas in. Wouldn't appear anything's on the ground. Do we try it? Is that where we're at? Do we try it? Are we that confident? These are always the moments when you have to gear yourself up for either it's going to be a good thing and it's going to go your way, or you're just going to be disappointed and pissed off. So let's hope it's a good thing. Okay, battery's connected again. I think we're ready to see what happens when we prime it. Okay. Hearing stuff click. Stereo system's top notch. Okay, here we go. See what happens. Gonna prime it another time. I don't see anything spraying. Okay. Sprayed that time. Well, looks like I'm gonna have to do a little disassembly and inspection and see what I did wrong. And also maybe see why it doesn't seem to want to spray any fuel. That's what I was afraid of. I think our problem is in the diaphragm here for the regulator, right up in there. I don't know if you can see it or not, probably not, but you can't really see a lot of orange, you just see kind of darkness. So I think this diaphragm shifted when I was tightening it down and it pinched back up in and it's letting fuel pass this. So I'm gonna take this apart, redo that, and I think that's gonna fix it. Yeah, that's definitely what happened. I just got the cover off of it and you can see where this was kind of bunched up down in there. So That's what it was. Be careful. All right. Let's try it again. Take two. Here goes nothing. Okay. Okay. That shot fuel all the way across the shop. What did I do? What in the world did I do wrong here? It turns out in a turn of events that the gasket is in fact required for sealing. Pulled this apart and lo and behold, the gasket was not there and it was laying on the workbench. Easy enough fix, I think, but in the meantime, while I was pulling the screws out, one of the short screws for that holds the injector in was kind of soft on the where the Torx head goes in, the Torx bit goes in, and now it's pretty much completely gone, and I had to use a pair of vice grips to get it out. So I guess I can try to see if I can find another machine screw, whatever size that is, than my, leftover ceiling fan kit parts and whatever else I got laying around. Probably got something in there like that. Let's tighten this back up, got the gasket in it now, and we'll give it another shot. Okay, random screw acquired from said drawer of former ceiling fan parts. Man, I've been sniffing too much gas fumes here. Okay, battery's connected again, and let's go ahead and try it, see what happens. I hear noises and I don't see a leak. That's good. Let's go. Okay, come on, baby. She's quiet. What is all that smoke? That's not burning. What is all that smoke? All right, well, it runs and it does sound pretty good. I don't hear anything crazy. That's a win. I'll take it. All right, let's see if it's even charging. If I can get this thing to read. Yeah, 14.3. We're charging. I don't have a tack, so we got a timing light though, 1100 RPM, 14.1 on volts. You just got to get it to idle down. That helps a little bit. Smells like a barbecue over here. Doesn't look great in there. That ought to be enough to let it think about it. No idea if it has oil pressure, don't really care. Figure I'll hear if it doesn't. Put another screw in that, see what happens. Well, there we go. That vacuum leak's fixed. We're down to 900 RPM, that's getting closer. I highly doubt it idles that high normally. Blow some of the junk out of the tailpipes. There we go. 750 RPM. She just needed to be blown out. That's better. Now she's idling better. Need the guts revved out of it a few times. Well, that's the aftermath of the tailpipes. That's okay. Not fuel, just water. Uh-oh, what's that noise? Oh, the fan just came on. That's what that was. Yeah, baby. Fan came on, makes some noise. I should probably check coolant again, but not now, it'll be too hot. What's the AC clutch over there doing? It's off, okay. I don't know that it's charging. I guess 13 volts is. 800 RPM, that's a little high, but it's not terrible. Let's see if I can fit in this. You just gotta fall down in these things. Yeah, baby, living that Corvette life. Just Corvette stuff, you wouldn't get it. I'm not seeing anything on any of this that means anything. Like, nothing changes here. Y'all tell me if you know how to work this. I don't know what I'm doing. Nothing seems to... The fuel gauge doesn't seem to do anything. I don't see a tack reading. I don't see anything. I don't know, unless there's something I'm doing wrong. Pretty sure if it didn't have oil pressure, I would have heard it by now. If it was hot, I'd smell it by now. Changes, we'll see what happens. I don't know. I don't think they work. Hey, it starts and it runs though. That's a start. Oh, pedal definitely goes a long ways, all the way to the floor, but it's got a pedal. Starts to. She's gonna need some work on the brakes. Do we dare check and see if we have any sort of transmission? There's reverse. Neutral. Drive. There we go. Hell yeah, I think we got a runner. Brakes? Kinda. Not really. Not much. Back in neutral here. Let me see if I can get it in low. There we go. That's low. Second. Low, yep. Okay. And then drive. Okay. Yeah, brakes don't do shit. Overdrive. There it goes. We got a little bit of a funny vibration there. And the brakes don't do anything, so. Perfect. Well, we have great success. We have a running and apparently shifting Corvette, but I know for a fact we need some work on of course, the tire rods need to be replaced. The boots are torn. I do not see any leaking down there at the rack like I thought I would. It might, one of the lines is kind of maybe just a little bit wet. So maybe just longevity over that long, it leaks some out through one of the seeping through the lines, which I ain't gonna worry about right now. So we're just gonna stick to what it needs to get this thing to where it's a good, decent running and driving car. But I do wanna check the brakes because obviously we had no brakes. I'm suspecting our master cylinder is shot. I do see the paint peeling on the booster. Yeah, I see it. The whole bottom of the booster, I'll show you, but I think our master's shot, so we're gonna get one of those coming. You can pump the pedal, and it feels like you've got a little something, but it eventually just goes to the floor. So, but let's pull the wheels off and check our brakes and see what they look like anyways. I have no idea what we're gonna get into. Cross thread. Better than no thread. All right. Oh, and tires. Gonna need tires. Yeah, looks pretty bad. Let's get a light and get in here and show you what we're working with. There's our pad, not much to it. And Rotors look pretty thin. I suspect, I don't see anything leaking on the caliper though. But I'm suspecting that, yeah, there's hardly any gap back there. Let me pull a caliper off real quick, just see what we're working with here. Yeah, she's been on there a minute. It's been a minute. Oh boy. Wow, okay. Paper thin. Okay, so fairly evenly worn, that's a good sign. Definitely need pads. I don't know. I don't know for sure if we need calipers or not. May try my hand at a rebuild kit on these. We'll see. These things are like $70 to get them, and that's cheap. That's Rock Auto stuff. Let me look and see what the minimum thickness is on these. They actually don't look too terribly uneven like I thought, and they don't look grooved up. So is there a chance I could clean these up and reuse them? Alright, let's see what we get here. We're at 765. I think we're okay. We just need to check all the other ones, but that's well over the minimum. So I think we're fine. I think we'll run with that. Alright, let's take our monster truck tire off here. What do we got? LT 225 7516, and that's for traction. Okay. Come on, baby. Oh, try not to throw out the back. Careful. Brake line there. The pads are shot all the way down to the metal. Well, really close to the metal. Here's our number right there. Minimum thick 18.4. What is 18.4? That's like 800 thousandths, 770, something like that. I don't know. Let me get a calculator out and let me see what that is. It's the same. 18.4 is 0.72. Same as the fronts. 790, not even close to minimum thickness. So we are very good, and I don't even feel a ridge on these. These have probably been replaced at some point. So we'll say pads on the rear for sure, pads and brake hoses. So we're good to go on this side. The other side, I need to go check that one, make sure it checks out okay. But as of right now, again, we're gonna stick to hoses and pads, and I might order a rebuild kit for the caliper, might. Well, I think this is where we're going to wrap up part one on our 1984 C4 Crossfire Corvette with the fabled Crossfire intake. I mean, this thing's practically ram air induction. I don't even know. Anyways, we've got a little bit of brake work to do. We've got a little bit of front end work to do with the rack and pinion and replace our torch tie rods. Just odds and ends, struts for the hatch and for the hood. A little bit of interior stuff. We just kind of got to go through the whole process. New tires, put the bumper back on. We got to do oil change, check the transmission fluid once it's hot, make sure we're good on all that stuff. So the goal is to get this car to where it's a good running and driving car, get it on the road, somebody can have fun with it. What else? Oh, social media. If you want to follow along on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, sometimes I put up some stuff about, the junk I buy, kind of middle of the process updates on what we're doing on this stuff here. Keep the likes and subscribes and comments coming if you like it on the channel. Really appreciate it. Really helps the channel grow. YouTube likes that sort of thing when they see the engagement and all that. That lets them know that you actually care about what I'm doing, and that I'm not just out here wasting my time. So thank you very much for doing that. But I guess that'll do it for now. So I will see you on the next one.